42, and it's a standard, which is somewhat unusual. What's the model? 60? 70. 70 standard double smokestacks, a Rinse. So finally got it right. And it's got a 6-cylinder, maybe Waukesha under the hood. Yeah, that's quite a deal. Standard. You didn't see very many standard Olivers. He brought it in Tuesday off the truck. If you look at the hitch on the front, some of you seen it, he did not have it fired up. So we hooked a big John Deere onto it, pulled it off the trailer, and then parked it. 1913 Gar, George and Doris Hoffman, Surrey, BC. Are we going to, George, do we have to cover our ears? Okay, cover your ears. We got 5 whistles coming up. Cover the ears. I'm not sure about that last whistle. That's kind of an iffy whistle, that last one. Oh, he's pulling is that a steam engine following you? Or he's probably pushing you with a stiff rope. That's what he's doing. If you look behind this big Gar Scott, you'll see a little steam engine pushing the big one with a stiff rope. See how stiff that rope is? He's pushing. Thank you, George. And following right behind, we have a steamroller. Peter Adams will be at the wheel. The Tractor Club inherited this tractor about 2 years ago, if you call it a tractor. It's a steamroller. It came from Oregon, built for making highways down there in the Oregon area. We're very, very lucky. Very lucky that this was donated to the Lynden Tractor Club here, our antique tractor given to us. Extremely rare. I mean to tell you, this is the only one I've ever seen in my life. Everyone talks about steamrollers. This is the first live one I've ever seen. And then the next one following right behind belongs to Fred Molander. It's somewhat similar to the Gar Scott, only it's made by Rumley. You look at that little piston right up there on top of the steam engine. That little piston powers this entire tractor. It weighs about 25,000 pounds. I should talk to Brian and ask him. It's about roughly 1910, I think, or 12, he said, made by Rumley. Now this is similar to the Rumley oil pump. This one runs on water, steam, fire. The Rumley oil pump, they run on like kerosene in their oil pool. Now, back in the parade.
For you folks down there yelling at South End, he's going to be back in that Gar Scott up. He's going to be taking it in the woods. So all these steamers are going to be coming around the corner here to the left, going, and then they're going to be backing back into their stall. So heads up down there on the south end, and he's going to be putting that Gar Scott in the woods, and they're going to let us see top off that or whatever. Roughly. Heads up in the south end.
Okay, following right behind, we have the beautiful 1914 JIK steam engine. Oscar Nels is at the wheel there, is kind enough to bring it all the way up from Burlington every day. Nels told me he's going to thresh today down at the south end about 2 o'clock. Might have to cover your ears, you never know if he toots that horn. But he's going to thresh with that. That's Matt Montag, and Debbie is riding with him, I think. Debbie Adderley, yeah. This is a very big example of Rumley oil pool. It's not a steam engine. It runs on kerosene. It's like a big gas or diesel tractor. But the early ones ran on a distillate fuel or kerosene, and the radiators filled with oil instead of water. Now, right behind Matt on a little baby Rumley oil pool is this belongs to Luke Dykstra. It's a 1925 model. So it's got the stamped steel frame, which means it's small. And then I think this also belongs to Matt Montag. Can you tell us about this one?
There was only 2 models of the Mogul, what they call the Moguls, made by International Harvester. This is a 1020, and there was also an 816, both of which are very collectible, and that's just the sweetest running little machine. We This is tractor, I believe it's John Nessel came from Chilliwack, and I saw this tractor come in, and I thought, now there is a true original little oil pull. It's just, you just don't find them like this anymore, folks. They're in the weeds and they're rusted out, or cylinders are shot, or something. You got to start building them from scratch. There are parts of warehouses where we go in and then pick up the parts from it. So, part of the Dykstra, what a cool collection that the Dykstra family have put together, Pete and Joanne, and all their kids and grandkids. Just a shout out to the Dykstra bunch. They've also been bailing our straw every night. We had a wonderful work party last night. After the tractor pull, we've been bailing straw. People there from 70 years old down to 7. And we were all getting straw since we've been there. So.
And water's on from the oil by Dykstra. This is nice to report. While we're watching the parade, we have a handicapped van in the way down at the end. We can't get our people mover through. It is handicapped, but we need to have it moved off the road. It's a Kia blue van, license ALS 5933. So if you could please move that, we need the people mover to come through there. Thank you for helping out. Now we have Lee Buckley and the wheel who this beat joint. It's a Rumley oil pole. And Lee Buckley is at the wheel there. Radiator filled with oil, big 2-cylinder there, putting along. And wood roof, or can you imagine being out in the wheat field all day? That air conditioning they have, called 4-window air conditioning, what that's called. And following right behind Lee, we have Maury Robinson's. This belongs to Maury, but that's not Maury in there. Beautifully restored pole. There it is, oil pole. Beautifully restored Rumley oil pole. He's had that up at the Dim and Long Show too, I think. Very, and he's taken a lot of trouble to put rubber tread on the back wheels for driving in parades and so forth. And following right behind him, we have a Rumley oil pole. Eric Beto from Kent, Washington, kind enough to bring us all the way up. That's no small feature when you think you're looking at about probably 16,000 pounds. Whip that onto a trailer and drive all the way up to Lynden. He's got rubber tread on the back of that. Now we have a Case 4-cylinder box loader, and that's Mike King from Christmas Tree Lane at Ford Orchard. 100 years old today. Today's his birthday. Wait, I go 100 years old. Case cross motor. And they were playing with it earlier. I think that they might have some electrical problems or something, but they got her all fired up and ready to go. And right behind me, Gary Sessions, Orcas Island, found in Parker's Prairie, Minnesota. It is a 1-ton Ford panel truck. I think it's about a 47. Got the flathead 100-horse V8 engine under the, yeah, it is a 47. I can see the license plate on the back. He's honking the horn. Yeah, we're going to go but not that. Now, this is a Forest Service. This is built specifically for the Forest Service, possibly fire trail, such as that for protection. And boy, they need it this year. Matter of fact, it probably should load it back. We got about 15 fires going right at the moment. Beautiful little tractor. And I wouldn't be surprised if they could supply that into certain areas. It's small enough. And did we inherit this tractor? Beautiful flea track. This belongs to the Tractor Club, and I'm thinking now it was Sid Bauman donated this to our club, and we thank him. Nicely restored. Look at the colors and so forth on that. Thank you to Sid's family. We have Eric Hinderly right behind on a 2-ton Caterpillar, and I think he's actually the proud owner of this. It's almost ready for paint. I can see it. All paint. And it's gas, I'm assuming. Yeah, I see spark plugs. I'm looking for the gas tank, because normally they put the gas tank, right there in front of it is the gas tank. And following behind, we have the Farmall Age, what's the name of the Dairy Road Race from Stanwood, Washington. What year? Do we have the year? No, we don't. But purchased at the show in, 2015. just bought it. So this one is ready for restoration. Like Howard said, see those back wheels, that slight green color? That comes from a certain area called the fence row. And now we have I think this belongs to Pete Dykstra, right? And it's got the hydraulic front end power drive on the front. And he found this, I think, down in California, if I'm not mistaken. See if it's on here. Found it, no, Dayton, Washington. That's the right one. 1850, yeah. Found it in Dayton, Washington. And it was used for spraying. And this is also a high crop 1600, quite rare, equally rare. Where did this one come from? Oh, this is the one they found. They were looking for a laundromat. They got lost. And I think this is the one they found when they were wandering out in the field and looking for a laundromat, and they ended up with a tractor out of the deal. My daughter-in-law, Debbie Dykstra, is at the wheel of a Super 55, and that belongs to Pete and Joanne. This was some pretty strong competition for Ford and John Deere and Ferguson. They were all button heads about that time, and it's got the 3-point on the back. Probably the late 50s, I would guess, 57 or so. This is Debbie's husband, Mark, on a 770. I think it's about a 64. I think it's 64. Beautifully restored. This is not our old member years ago. Maybe. Mark, who's the old feller had this years ago? Yeah, I thought so. Dale McClue had that tractor for years. Yeah. And he rebuilt the motor. Little Montley. Yeah, it's probably about 29, right in through there. So he's been a member of the car club, I know, for quite a few years. And nicely restored pickup. We have a little long tractor. Peter Crump from Denby, Washington. I saw Grandpa and Grandma here yesterday. This was in a mudslide, and they pulled it out, got it up and running. We have a G propane, which is fairly rare. This big round tank. Amy is at the wheel here. She's kind enough to bring it through.